With just 4 weeks left to go in the regular season here in year number 4 of the Denver Broncos franchise here on Madden 25, all hands are on deck as we move forward to a potential playoff push. We're headed on the road to Meadowlands, facing off against the scrappy 7-6 New York Jets, who have been ravished by injuries this year, yet they still find themselves firmly in the thick of things in the playoff race. Last episode, of course, we had a prospect profile going over the running backs and wide receivers in this year's draft class. Certainly position groups we may look to add, especially given the injury questions with a guy like Marvin Mims, the contract questions with a guy like Tez Johnson, and then the injury and contract with Ashton Jeanty, along with Trevion Henderson expiring after next year as well. We're currently the number 1 seed still in the AFC, but we lost some breathing room a week ago after being upset in Lambeau against the Packers. And now our margin for error for that top seed is a lot lower. Certainly a humbling comeback to earth moment for us after we won 3 straight out of the bye week against 3 legit playoff teams. Bo Nix had one of his worst games of the year with 3 turnovers. He's had 3 interceptions over the last 2 weeks after no interceptions from week 3 until week 13 or whatever the number was. The offense really was not good at all. We did not score a touchdown until after the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter. Defensively, we were fine. I mean, I wouldn't say we were bad. I don't think the defense lost us the game, but obviously they didn't win it either. And as we get set for this matchup here against the Jets, it's an interesting one because as you look at where we are in the standings, we of course are the number 1 seed. But the AFC is ultra competitive. There are teams only 2 games back of us who are out of the playoffs, and that includes the current 8th seed New York Jets. They are the first team out of the playoffs, and they're coming off a huge win last week against the Titans, who are also 7-6, currently the 9 seed. It's been an up and down season for the Jets, considering their starting quarterback, Jalen Milroe, tore his rotator cuff in the preseason, and he has not played a snap yet. Yet they've survived. Undrafted rookie Connor Harrell has taken the reins, and he's done a really good job. In this game against Tennessee, they were down to their 3rd-string running back. They were without their top receiver, Garrett Wilson. Wilson will still be out, but Breece Hall is back. And of course, as we look at the quarterback position, Jalen Milroe, 1 more week until he comes back. He will not go. So originally, the starter was supposed to be Drew Aller, the former 2nd rounder of the Cardinals, who they picked up out of free agency. But Connor Harrell won the job, played early, then struggled. Then he got the job back in week 7, and since then, he's thrown multiple touchdowns in every game that he's started. Now, it hasn't necessarily been perfect with Harrell. He's 4-5 as a starter. But for an undrafted rookie, he looks quite good. Now, when Jalen Milroe comes back, obviously he's going to be the guy. But the Jets may have accidentally found a gem with Connor Harrell, who they can keep as a high-level backup for the next few years, or trade him away. I think he's definitely got some value after the way he's played. Again, Breece Hall obviously leads the way at running back, but no Garrett Wilson's going to hurt at receiver. A guy they've really leaned on is the 2nd-year pro Joseph Manjack, Kansas legend. Defensively, many of the same faces that we know already. Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, Jermaine Johnson, and others lead the way. This is a huge game for the Broncos because with a win, we comfortably put ourselves in the playoffs, and we can actually clinch a playoff spot if a few other things go our way this week. If we lose, it gets really funky because we're only within a game of the Jets, who would take the tiebreaker over us. Obviously, that would hurt in terms of seeding with teams like Baltimore and Buffalo. It would hurt in terms of the division race with the Chiefs and the Raiders. So this is a really important game. Looking at the next couple of weeks, we've got the Ravens on a short week, I think on the road next week, and then the Chiefs after that. So it's going to be really hard for us. Last week's loss certainly hurts. It would really suck if we lost 2 in a row, though. We have to win this game. As do the Jets, currently being out of the picture, as Trevion Henderson takes it to the outside. A big run of 30. Henderson continues to impress with his larger-than-expected role, thanks to the injury of Ashton Jeanty a few weeks ago. Play action. Nix looks to throw it, rolls to the right. Comebacker for Chris Brazzell, who gets it to the 13. With Marvin Mims out, we've needed Brazzell to step up. We've needed Ryan Williams to step up. Tez Johnson, who missed last week, he is back healthy. Henderson gets it up the middle, breaks the tackle, spins away, he's in. Trevion Henderson with an early touchdown. And for an offense who did not score a touchdown until garbage time last week, this is especially encouraging to see his march right down the field against a solid Jets defense and put one in. So here is Connor Harrell in what might be his final start with the New York Jets, with Jalen Milroe expected to return next week. Of course, the Jets were the biggest surprise of the NFL last year, making the playoffs out of nowhere with a great season from Milroe. But even with his injury, these guys have been tough, they've been scrappy, and with undrafted rookie Connor Harrell, they've been very respectable as he's nearly intercepted in the hands of Benjamin Morrison. He's got to come down with that. The turnovers have been a little shaky for Harrell, as you would understand with him being an undrafted rookie, let alone a rookie, period. Hall breaking tackles, got to bring him down earlier. I don't really think it's going to matter. It's going to be a holding call against the Jets. Hopefully our defense doesn't pull a Kansas and, struggle even when the opposing offense is well behind the sticks, as it is a 3rd and 17. Milroe looks to throw it downfield, wide open! Nobody covering Xavier Gibson. That was supposed to be a cover 3. Savon Revel was supposed to have that deep left part of the field, and he just didn't. As it's a gain of 46 off the busted coverage for the Jets. R.J. Maryland, the tight end, breaking tackles to the 21. New York looking good here on this opening drive against a Broncos defense who has been really stout since the bye week, although Jordan Love did play well a week ago in Lambeau. From the 21, Harrell breaks away from the sack, hit as he throws, he's got his man! To the 1, it's Malachi Corley! What a play by Connor Harrell, that should have been a sack! But the undrafted rookie evades the pressure, gets the first down, and then here on 1st and goal, feed the Brees! Brees Hall is in for a touchdown, and within the first half of the opening quarter, both teams have found the end zone. Looks like we might have an offensive, high-scoring game, certainly not like the matchup in Lambeau a week ago. So Denver's got it back, looking for another strong drive, 3rd and 4. Nix looking for Fan, and it's overthrown. Solid coverage by Sauce Gardner, but I think with a good throw, that ball could have been caught. Nix overshot it. He had a couple bad throws on that drive as the Jets get it back. Hall on 1st down, jukes away, spin move, Hall still up, and he somehow gets 10. What a run by Brees Hall as Michael Williams is hurt. I would imagine this field has just been cursed with injuries this year, given the injury-riddled season that the Jets have had. They've been hit like the plague. Michael Williams got injured in this building last week and missed multiple weeks, so hopefully not the case again as Hall goes backwards on 2nd down, and now he's injured. Baron Browning with the hit. Certainly not ideal to see Hall hurt after he missed some time and is just coming back. Jadarian Price, 2nd-year pro out of Notre Dame in the backfield to replace him, at least for the time being. Harrell on 3rd down, short pass is broken up. Colin Wright deflects it away from the veteran Michael Pittman Jr. Pittman's got some words with Jeffrey Bossa after the play. Denver back with it at the 47 with Ryan Williams in motion. Nix looks to throw it, launches it all for Brazel, and it's broken up. That was a beauty. Brazel was unable to haul it in. He was open, but the corner was able to get a hand on the ball late. Wasn't bad offense, just good defense. 2nd and 10. Nix rolls to the right. Under pressure, he's got his man. It's Tez Johnson. Good to have him back in the lineup after he was injured and missed the game against the Packers. We certainly missed having him and Marvin Mims both out in that one. RPO, Ryan Williams with a good block from Brazel. He gets it at the 16. Chris Brazel has really improved as a blocker. I think that's become an underrated part of his game. It was a weakness for him early. That'll wrap up the first quarter, tied at 7. Been a pretty good game so far. Denver in the red zone looking to regain the lead. Bo Nix has played well up to this point. Connor Harrell has looked pretty good too. We'll see if Denver can punch it in here. 2nd and 10 to start the second here at the 16. Bo Nix looks to throw it. Rolls to the right again. He'll go short. It's Chris Brazel inside the 5 to the 1. Nearly got it, but is not quite there. Marlowe Wax brings him down, the linebacker out of Syracuse in his 3rd season. The Broncos are having some trouble punching it in, though. 2nd and goal. Fullbacks matter, too, although Rivaldo Fairweather is short. Wrapped up on the play by Hassan Reddick. Still with the Jets. His tenure here certainly not like real life. 3rd and goal at the 1. Zamir White does not get it. He's going backwards. That'll make it a 4th and goal at the 2. This man's doing backflips, somersaults all over, but what he doesn't know is we've still got more tricks up our sleeve. Nix, short throw is caught! Chris Brazzell hauls it in for the touchdown. We decided to go to the pass there after running the ball on 2nd and 3rd down. Didn't work. That's not an easy play to make for Brazzell. It's sort of a one-read throw for Nix. He was always going to go short for Brazzell. And that's a really impressive catch with number 31, Wesley Besaint, leading the boom. He's not a small guy either. That's a linebacker. And Brazzell's able to absorb the hit. Jets back with it. Malachi Corley weaving his way through defenders. The 4th-year pro, Hilltopper legend, shout out Western Kentucky. He got injured on the play, though. What is with this turf, man? These guys are dropping like flies. We got to put our guys in bubble wrap. Nice catch, high pointing the football is the tight end R.J. Maryland. And now Mateo Uyunglele is hurt on the play, and he's going to go to the locker room, likely ending his day. And he already missed some time earlier in the year, so that's certainly not great to see for the 2nd-round rookie out of Oregon. 2nd and 10, short throw is caught with a nice play after the catch. Down at the 1, unable to quite get it in. That's Tharp, the backup tight end, and we'll see if they can send it home to try to tie it. As on 1st and goal, Breece Hall is back in. 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets tie it at 14. Both offenses looking pretty solid. Seems like the Jets are copying us. When we score a touchdown, they get one back. When we get stopped, they get stopped. 3rd and 6. Nick steps up in the pocket, scrambles with a 1st down as he gets it to the 48. Good move there by Bo Nix to keep the drive moving for the Broncos. Denver with it around midfield. The offense just looks so much more fluid and consistent than we got a week ago against the Packers. Williams in motion here for the Broncos as it's going to be a pass. Nix looks to throw it, looking for his tight end, Harold Fannin Jr., the leading receiver on this Broncos team, who comes down with it. He gets it to the 38. Trevion Henderson back in the backfield here on 1st down. Nix will throw it again. Under pressure. It was supposed to be a deep pass, but Fannin was wide open. Stiff-arming the defender to the 27. Another nice play for Fannin. Following play with 3.5 to go in the 2nd quarter. Nix going to go right back to him. He's wide open again. 3 consecutive plays with a reception for Harold Fannin. He's getting busy on this drive. He didn't have a catch before this little streak, but he's really got going here. 2nd and 11. Nix on the run. Goes short. Brazzell, 1st down, trucks the defender to the 3. Really productive start for Chris Brazzell. He's got 5 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown. He's been impressive in this one for Denver as we get close to the 2-minute warning. It's a 1st and goal. With Trevion Henderson in the backfield, play action. Nix rolls to the right where there's nothing but open space ahead. Showboating the defense. Denver back ahead. Bo Nix with the rushing touchdown. He's had a very strong 1st half as a passer, as a rusher. He's been really good for Denver up to this point as it's 21-14. The offense has already outscored their total from a week ago. We'll see if the Jets can respond here late in the half. 2nd and 9. Harold somehow is able to slide it through. Nice throw and catch into the hands of R.J. Maryland. I thought Bassa was going to have a chance to make a play on that ball. Harold goes short. It's caught with a big hit on Michael Pittman. Jeffrey Bassa laying the boom. Remember, those 2 guys were exchanging words earlier. Nick Benito banged up. He'll be fine, but we do have to use a timeout there, which is quite unfortunate. Under 30 seconds, 3rd and 10 for the Jets. Harold steps up, scrambles, gets the 1st down. Fumble! Ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by the Broncos! Baron Browning recovers the fumble. Forced away by Colin Wright. What a hit. Right place, right time, right pun. I think this one's pretty clearly out. A fumble from Connor Harrell. He's been a little inconsistent with the turnovers, as we mentioned earlier. Big play by both Harrell and Browning. Denver with 2 timeouts in around 20 seconds. Is there any chance they can look to score before we get to the break? We'll see if they try or if they're just going to run the clock out. 2nd and 7, down to 1 timeout. It's a play action. Nix scrambles to the left, looking deep, and it is caught! Ryan Williams climbs the ladder to all the way to the top. Denver to the 49. Unfortunately, he stayed in bounds, so we're going to have to use our last timeout. But still, holy moly, what a catch. Now, there's only 8 seconds. We're going to need a quick play out of bounds, probably. Nobody's getting open. Harold Fannin now has plenty of room, but the clock is going to expire, so he's going to look to lateral it back, hoping for the best. But it is recovered by the Jets. The trickery will not go for Denver here at the end of the first half. 21-14, an exciting, fast-paced, high-action game. The offense has been productive, though, much better than last week. 15 of 21, 166. A passing and rushing touchdown for Bo Nix. Brazel's led the way, but pretty much everyone's been productive through the air. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the NFL. Go Lions, go! The Raiders, though, do lead it with this touchdown by Devontae Smith. The only touchdown from either team in the first half. Hips don't lie here for Smitty. It's a little bit ironic that these teams are in a defensive battle because obviously we've seen what these offenses are capable of. Both of these teams dropped 40 on us earlier this year, although the Raiders also got shut out against our starting defense. But nonetheless, we know the ceiling for these offenses is very high. They're just not showing it. In Seattle, a blowout here. I think we're going to feel a little bit better about our loss against the Packers a week ago because they lead 35-10 at the break against the Seahawks. Jordan Love with 3 touchdowns so far. The Packers seem to be clicking at the right time. They had to beat us last week to stay in the playoff picture. And now on the road against a really good Seahawks team, and they are mopping the floor. Avery Johnson and company on fraud watch, perhaps? And then earlier today in Chicago, an exciting one here between the Bears and the Chargers. Much like Green Bay, much like Detroit, you need all the wins you can get in this ultra-competitive NFC North where all 4 teams are still very much in the picture. This touchdown by Rome Odunze would help the Bears win at 31-28. They go up to 500, now 7-7. The Chargers, meanwhile, 5-9, enjoying the basement of the AFC West as they have officially been eliminated from postseason contention. So as we go into the second half, I think we're playing well offensively. Bo Nix has been impressive. Run game started off really strong for Trevion Henderson. He slowed down a little bit since, but 6 rushes, 52 yards and a score, nearly 9 a carry. That's not too shabby. On the other side, they haven't really ran it well, even though Breece Hall has scored twice. He only has 8 carries for 20 yards. I think Connor Harrell's been good, though. 13 of 18, 175, completing 72% of his passes. He really does not look like an undrafted rookie out there. To start the second half, it'll be Jadarian Price to return it for the Jets. Price with blocks, has room upfield, and there he goes! His former Notre Dame teammate, Benjamin Morrison, cannot bring him down! And Jadarian Price takes it all the way for a house call. The Jets tie it at 21. A special teams blunder from the Broncos. Price is able to outrun Morrison, who misses the tackle, and then we're not able to get anybody else to catch up. What a start to the third quarter for the Jets. They don't even need to bring the offense back out onto the field. So Bo Nix and company are going to come out a little bit earlier than expected here in the third. Delayed handoff. Henderson going backwards for a loss of 2. And now Quinn Miners is banged up. I mean, this turf has got to be cursed. Last year, this is where Micah Williams and Marvin Mims got hurt. This year, we're having guys dropping like flies. They're having guys dropping like flies. Bo Nix dropped that dart perfectly in the hands of Ryan Williams, who gets it to the 48. Perfect transition there, and a very nice first down for Denver. Another 3rd and long here, 3rd and 11. Nix can't find anyone open, looks to scramble. He'll just dump it off short, and it's a gain of nothing for Trevion Henderson, the rookie. Tavaroa Tafiti brings him down, and the Jets get it back. I don't think their offense was expecting a tie game the next time they got it, but here we are. A dart upfield as it's Joseph Manjack. Rock chalk. He connects on the dime from Connor Harrell, who's been as accurate and as precise as many of the quarterbacks we've seen all year. Drops a beauty into the hands of R.J. Maryland. The tight end in his 3rd year out of SMU brings it to the 38-yard line. 2nd and 10 now for the Jets. It's Breece Hall. Has space to the right side. Bad angle by Grant. A rare miss from him, and Colin Wright hits him hard out of bounds. 3rd and 4 now at the 9. Jets with a great chance to take the lead. Harrell goes short, and it's Joseph Manjack, the former Jayhawk, into the end zone for a touchdown. The plan on that play is we had an audible after the Jets were in their formation. We had a lot of guys in zone towards the middle of the field. We were going to have one of the linebackers blitz, but we were going to be a little bit soft on the outside, and Harrell recognized that quickly. Savvy decisions that you would not expect from an undrafted rookie. Good score as well by our guy Joseph Manjack. Good to see him playing well. 6th rounder a couple years ago. Here's a nice throw by Bo Nix over to Chris Brazzell to the 47. This is the first time today that the Broncos have found themselves down. So we'll see if the offense can really get going. There was a nice tackle and celebration by Jabbar Muhammad. I don't know why he celebrated. He allowed a first down. But the Jets do not here on 3rd down. It's a loss of 2. The run defense comes up big on the delayed handoff, and we're going to punt it away. 4th and 5 at that stage of the field. That's too risky to go for it. Harrell on 1st down, up the middle. He's got Manjack again. Joseph Manjack is hooping here in the 3rd quarter as he's got the Jets to the 37-yard line. Under 3 to go in the 3rd, under pressure. Finally a sack as it's Benjamin Morrison off the blitz, looking to make up for the missed tackle on the opening kick return to start the 2nd half. 3rd and 5. Here is Harrell under pressure, and he is sacked again. Drew Sanders getting some snaps on the edge today with Michael Williams, Nick Benito, and Mateo Uiagalelei all banged up. Broncos back with it, 2nd and 9. Nix is sacked. The Jets respond with one of their own. It's Jermaine Johnson. Bo Nix talking smack afterwards, although Johnson was the one who made the good play. 3rd and 13. Nix's pass is short. The Jets with a great defensive quarter here in the 3rd. Marlowe Wax was there with the pressure. 1st down for New York. Harrell with a bullet for Manjack again. Wrapped up by another former Kansas Jayhawk, Marvin Grant. Really good quarter for the Jets. I think the opening kick return touchdown gave us some bad juju, gave the Jets some momentum, and they've really capitalized since. The offense had nothing going in the 3rd. Bo Nix looks like a shell of the guy we saw in the 1st half. And defensively, it's been kind of shaky as well. The Jets have it at the 27 with a chance to make it a 2-score lead. 2nd and 10. Breece Hall gets lit up. Jeffrey Bussa brings him down for a loss of 3, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 13 for the Jets. Harrell joined by Jadarian Price in the backfield with the kick return touchdown to start the 3rd. As Harrell looks to throw it up the middle, it's going to be caught by Tharp, who only gets around 7. Good tackle there by Drew Sanders to stop the 1st down, but the Jets are in prime field goal range. 39-yarder to make it a multi-score lead, and it's nearly blocked! Benjamin Morrison had a chance for that one. I think at the time when back in Season 1, Will Lutz missed a game winner here, it would have been from around 40 or so yards. Kicks in this building, not a gimme. Denver back with it. RPO. Henderson loses 3. This run defense has been unbelievable in the 2nd half. Aeneas Peeble brings down Henderson. Henderson had like 50 yards in the 1st quarter, and he's got negative since. Here is Tez Johnson with plenty of space up the field. Tries to keep the tippy toes in bounds. He's pushed out at the 21 by Malachi Moore, but not before a huge play after the catch as the brotherly connection strikes once more. 3rd and 18. Nix off the blitz, has to get rid of it as he is hit by Marlowe Wax. He's been flying around the field today, and we're going to bring the field goal unit out. It's a 46-yarder for Lutz. Looking to make it a 1-score game. Kick is right down Main Street. 31-24. We've certainly got some work to do. Down by 7 on defense. Have to get a stop here. Turnover would certainly be ideal. Play action. Harrell. He is intercepted! There it is! Patrick Surtain, nothing but green grass ahead, takes the Hollywood Boardwalk to the end zone with a nice stiff arm at the end for Connor Harrell. The Broncos tie it at 31. We needed a spark, and it's Surtain with his tied for NFL leading 7th interception of the year. He's gone from a great cover guy to, I would say, a good cover guy. He's a little inconsistent in that regard, but his ball skills, all of a sudden over the last season or two, have been amongst the best in the league. Now the Jets got to respond. Manjack gets around 9. He's over the 100 yards mark. Jack Sawyer, meanwhile, banged up for the Broncos. That's now 4 defensive linemen who have been in and out of the game for us our depth is really being tested here. 2nd and 1. Harrell connects with Xavier Gibson. Gibson is pushed backwards. He caught that pass probably at least 10 yards past the line of scrimmage, and it's now 3rd and inches. He gained half a yard. Wow, that is the New York Jets in one play. Well, not these Jets. These guys are scrappy and fun. As Breece Hall breaks the tackle, gets the first down, and the boneheaded play after the catch by Gibson will prove to not really matter, as he gets it past the 40 anyway. Under 5 minutes to go now. Harrell goes short. It's R.J. Maryland. He gets it to around the 20. And at what point did the Jets look to chew clock? They're in field goal range. There's still 4 minutes to go. Maybe it's a little early to talk about that, but if they manage the clock smartly... Oh, that ball's out! And Denver's got it! Benjamin Morrison recovers the fumble. It looked like Baron Browning was the one who forced it away. The tides of this game have turned off of turnovers. The Surtain interception to tie it, and now this fumble will give our offense the chance to take the lead. Connor Harrell has had some really good moments in this game. He's been impressive as a passer, but he's turned it over 3 times. 2 fumbles and a pick. We'll see if Denver can respond on 1st down, looking for the lead. Short throw, gain of 7 for Tez Johnson. We're going to go back to the line quickly as Trevion Henderson gets nothing. I mean, seriously, how is the rushing attack gone from so good in the first quarter to so bad? That's only a gain of 1, and that's one of our best runs since the first. Next on 3rd down, it's intercepted! Sauce Gardner breaks the tackle, past the 40, back to square one. One of our biggest drives of the year, and Bo Nix completely overshoots Harold Fannin, who was wide open and is intercepted by Sauce Gardner. Jets now with a chance to gain the lead back after all, as Breece Hall gets around 4, wrapped up by Javon McIntyre. So now they really can focus on chewing clock. 2nd and 6, faking the jet sweep. Hall does not get much. Bossa with the initial hit. Drew Sanders brings him down. 3rd and 6 for the Jets, as that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Biggest play of the game right here. If we want our offense to really have a chance with the ball, we've got to get a stop here. On 3rd down, they'll go with Hall, and he gets it. I feel like he very clearly was not past the line. Manjack hurt on the play. That sucks for our guy, but how is that a 1st down? We can't challenge it because it's after the 2-minute warning. I mean, that is a brutal spot by the officials. Hall loses a yard there. Actually, he lost 3. Benjamin Morrison brings him down. And the Broncos are going to use their first timeout. We didn't use one on the last play because of the injury to Manjack. 2nd and 13. Hall gets it back with plenty of room to the left. Gets the 1st down as Revel and Wright bring him down at the 12. That is a huge play for the Jets. And now they can theoretically burn this clock, kick a field goal with not much time left. Hall gets around 3. We're going to use our 3rd and final timeout. Curious to see how the Jets handle this. Do you look for the touchdown, or do you just try to run it up the middle and center the kick? Well, they don't run it up the middle that time. Hall gets nothing. Savon Revel, who has not had a great game, brings him down. He did make a nice play there, although how much does it help us? Would we have been better off letting them score? 3rd and 7, Price. He's going to walk in for a touchdown. We figured he's probably going to get the 1st down, so at that point we might as well let him walk in. Price with quite the game, a rushing touchdown and a kick return touchdown. 38-31 Jets lead. We've got a minute and no timeouts. Bo Nix, if you can hear us, please save us, Bo Nix. If he's really an MVP candidate level quarterback, let's see it on this drive. First play's got Ryan Williams. Down the field, he will get out of bounds at the 24 to stop the clock. First career 100-plus yard game for the rookie. That's how you start off a drive, Bo Nix. Following play from the 24. Time not really a concern for us yet as Fannin catches it. They're going to keep him in bounds. We're going to go no huddle. We're not going to clock it. We're going to try to run another play here with around 30 seconds left. 2nd and 5. Nix goes for the end zone, and it's picked off again. Malachi Moore clinches it for the New York Jets, who shock the Broncos and are within 1 of the current number 1 seed, although that likely will not be for long. Bo Nix on the two most important drives of the game, interception and interception. 5 picks in the last 3 weeks for a guy who did not have an interception for 8 or 9 weeks in a row. Connor Harrell had the 3 turnovers himself, but he was more consistent in this game, especially in the second half. As good as Bo Nix played early in this game, he really struggled in the second half, and obviously the last 2 drives certainly showed that with the 2 interceptions. Connor Harrell will let that clock run out as he wins likely his final start with the Jets, as Jalen Milroe is expected to return next week. What an audition this young man has made across the league. He certainly, as an undrafted rookie, was not expecting to get this opportunity this quickly. His inner Tom Brady arc, I would imagine there's going to be some teams calling the Jets this offseason to try to trade for him. He was impressive and outplayed Bo Nix. I will say the 3 turnovers is kind of misleading for us. Now, Harrell was really good, but he legitimately turned the ball over 3 times. The first interception by Gardner, that was a hideous throw by Bo Nix. That was awful. That play lost us the game. The second one's not really on him. They're also calling him for a fumble. That would have been the Harold Fannin lateral, so that one's not on him. Nonetheless, he was not great, unlike Connor Harrell. Both teams had some of their receivers go off. Joseph Manjack, 7 for 105 and a score. I'm really happy to see him take advantage of his opportunity, but I'm not happy it was against us. 6 for 123 for Ryan Williams. RJ Maryland played well for the Jets. Brazel, Tez, Fannin, all were good for us. And then defensively, it was a mixed bag because on one hand, we had the 3 turnovers. We got big plays when we needed them with the interception by Pat, which tied the game, and then the 2 fumbles on the rookie quarterback. But we also allowed 38 points against a banged-up offense. Breece Hall was really good in the second half, even though he was hobbling around. And then Connor Harrell, as good as he played, I mean, he's still an undrafted rookie, and he didn't look like it against us. We had a lot of guys get hurt, but only one of them is a long-term injury. Mateo Uyunglele tore his labrum. Certainly unfortunate, but it's good that we're going to have guys like Michael Williams and Nick Benito good to go moving forward. Damon Clowney is going to be back next week, and Marvin Mims should be back in 2 weeks against the Chiefs. I say he should be back because, as we know with him, who knows? So we're currently the 5 seed after this loss, and that's before simulating. Around the league, the Ravens demolished the Browns, so they're ahead of us in the standings. The Bills beat the Chiefs. I mean, it's good that the Chiefs lost, but the Bills are now ahead of us in the standings. The Raiders beat Detroit. As for the players of the week, Michael Penix wins it 2 weeks in a row, along with Alex Orji, AJ Terrell, and Patrick Surtain. At least we're going to leave here with something. Bo Nix has fallen to 9th for the MVP. It looks like that hope is over. And now with 3 weeks to go, we're not playing good football, and we've got a short week on the road, Thursday Night Football against the number 2 seed Baltimore Ravens. Not going to be easy. The Ravens had the number 1 scoring offense and the number 4 scoring defense. They've been arguably the most complete team in the NFL. And for us to be playing them on the road with 3 days rest on a 2-game losing streak, a little shaky. We do still have the lead in the division with the Chiefs losing, so that's good. But it doesn't really matter. I think the winner of this division probably will be determined in Week 17 when we head to Arrowhead to face off against the Chiefs there. So 2 games on the road against Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, 2 of the best teams in the AFC. If our team is a legit contender, we'll show it in these 2 games. Put it that way. It's time to put up or shut up. That'll wrap up the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed despite the loss. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Broncos country. Let's cry.